Oh, hi there. My name is Claiborne Cox, and I'm a teacher at Auburn High School. But I also do stand-up comedy and have for many years. Would you like some proof?
By the way, do we have any artists in here? What do you draw? Realistic art? That was a reasonable answer that you gave. One woman just hollered like she was being murdered back there. So try that in the job. The answer was yes. I asked, quote, do we have any artists in here? And you said, quote, oh! Yes, your resume looks good. Do you think you'd be a good fit here? Oh!
Our character trait this month is humor. So what is humor? Well, basically, humor is being funny. Think about this. So we have many senses, right? Like sight comes in through our eyes, and hearing comes in through our ears, and touch comes in through our fingers, taste comes in through our tongues. Well, humor comes into us. There's funny all around us. And when we become good at letting funny come into us, or in sharing comedy or sharing funny things with others, that's called a sense of humor. That's when we let the funny things be enjoyed by ourselves, and we share funny things with others so that they can enjoy them too. So how is comedy, or how is humor, a character trait? Michael Jr. is one of the smartest and one of the funniest comedians I've ever met. He's been on television. He's out in Los Angeles, California. Michael Jr., how is humor a character trait?
Yo, comedian Michael Jr. here. Here's my thoughts on humor. First of all, it's pretty awesome. It can be used, it's kind of like gasoline, right? Gasoline can be used to set something on fire, or it could be used to give power to a vehicle so someone can reach their desired destination. The key is to use it so it helps people as opposed to using it so it hurts people. This is a significant difference between how someone uses their gift of humor to uplift and edify people versus using it to bully them and hold them down. I've always purposed to try to do the latter as opposed to the other one, even though the other one is so much easier. To use it to lift up people, that takes some of this right here. Not to mention some of this right here. Use whatever gifts you have to uplift people. I'm telling you, it's so worth it, and it's completely fulfilling. I'm Michael Jr. I'm out.
Okay, so humor can be good or bad. Does that make sense, Chloe? You're my daughter. You're a fourth grader. Does what he said make sense to you?
Humor is kind of like a bee. It can have honey or a stinger. If it has honey, then that means it's just a cute little knock-knock joke or something like that. But if it's like a stinger, then it's like bullying or teasing.
Okay, we get it. So humor can be very, very good, or it can be very, very bad. Cassidy is my oldest daughter. Cass, what are some specific examples of how humor could be a bad thing?
Some ways humor can hurt are name-calling, bullying, and talking about somebody behind their back. Even if it's funny to you, it's not funny to the other person. It's just not worth getting a few laughs and then ruining your reputation for everybody else. Just use humor wisely.
One of my comedy buddies is Leslie Norris Townsend, and she was a beauty queen. She won the biggest talent show in the United States of America. It was called Star Search. It was before America's Got Talent started. Surely, Leslie, you didn't get bullied in any way, right? Since you were a beauty queen and such a winner, you didn't experience any kind of bullying, right?
People did make fun of me a bit. Claiborne said something about the bullying and that kind of a thing. Well, I wasn't ever bullied because I was a beauty queen, so, they all wanted to be me. But they secretly made fun of my voice. So that's always been a point of contention for my comedy, talking about my voice. And although it might be very funny to some people, it's what my voice is. So I never thought it was funny. I think the main thing about any kind of things that are wrong with you It's not that they're wrong with you, it's that that's probably in the long run going to help you to stand out.
And on that farm, he had a bird, E-I-E-I-O, with a here and a there, here, there. Must have been a penguin. And on that farm, this time it was a regular bird. It wasn't like a flightless bird this time. It was a feathered bird, like maybe a pigeon or a dove, or like one of those little blue speckled E-I-E-I-O. With a here and a there, here, there. It was a dead bird. This part of the show has been brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Tim DeTellis is the founder of Laugh All Night. They raise a lot of money through humor for children in Haiti. Tim, we're talking about some of the negative parts of humor right now. Can you think of any others that were not mentioned, any wrong ways to use comedy or humor?
You've heard the phrase, laugh it off. Maybe not always the best idea, but sometimes it happens because we cope with what hurts by laughing at it or laughing it off. Be careful. Sometimes if you laugh off a situation or you somehow stuff something and cover it up with laughter, you're not being clear and revealing the truth that needs to be discussed, told, or have a conversation about. So let's enjoy laughter. Let's not use laughter to hurt anybody or to even hurt ourselves.
Okay, that totally makes sense. So if somebody picks on me about my ears being too big and it hurts my feelings, it's not a good idea to laugh at that because then they'll think it's okay. And the same for someone else. If someone is hurting someone else's feelings, it's not a good idea for me to laugh at that. That kind of covers up something that really hurts. It's better to talk about it and have conversations about it. So Brian Bates, he performs comedy at the Grand Ole Opry and all over the country. He's actually in the airport right now. Brian, is there anything that humor is good for?
I just want to tell you how valuable humor is in my life. It's how I make money, by making other people laugh, but it can really be valuable to all of us. Humor is such a great way to bring us all together, and we all have things in common, and when we put them out in a humorous way, it can really go a long way to building friendships.
Thanks, Brian. So there are some good aspects to comedy. One of my other friends, his name is Earl Music, and he's actually a professional cartoonist. And so he'll draw these fun cartoons that are funny, and that's his job. And he also does some speaking and things like that, some comedy, standing up in front of people. As a cartoonist, Earl, who is humor for?
Hi, my name's Earl. I'm a cartoonist and a comedian and a speaker. I just want to let you know that humor is very powerful. I've worked with people from all over the world, and the one thing that no matter what language you speak is a laugh. Everybody understands a laugh. When they see a laugh, they know someone's having a good time. Another good friend of mine drew this cartoon, Charlie Brown. I knew the guy who drew Charlie Brown. If you look at this, this is nothing more than a smile face. But anywhere you go in the country or in the world, they know that's Charlie Brown. So humor is universal, and it's a very positive character trait. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Earl. Miss Moody is a teacher at Yarbrough Elementary School. Miss Moody, what do you think about humor as a character trait?
Hi, Yarbrough. I'm Miss Moody. I'm a third grade teacher at Creekside, and I actually started my teaching career at Yarbrough. It's a very special place to be. I have some really sweet friends there, and some former students who have come through there. Mrs. Cox reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to talk about what humor is, and I was so excited to do that because it's something that I think is a really great gift that we have in this world. And so I made this little video to talk just a little bit about what humor is to me.
Is this going to be on TV?
Humor is something that is universal. And what I mean by that is it can often be understood by many. So I had the opportunity once to go on a mission trip to Guatemala, And while I was there, people spoke a different language, but laughter was something that we could all share in. And so in that sense, it's very universal. I think that humor is a great tool. It can be used to connect people. It can be used to captivate an audience. It can be used to make somebody feel better if they're sad or grieving something. It might not necessarily take away the problem, but it can be a great tool to help people to feel better. So if I had to define humor, I would say that it is a gift that we've been given to use on this earth. And I'm thankful that humor exists.
Humor doesn't always have to be a joke. It can sometimes be just actions or sounds. Hey Dad, show 'em how it's done.
Just trying to communicate with you.
Well, did you learn some stuff about humor?
Mm-hmm.
I did too. This is Claiborne Cox signing out.
And Chloe Cox signing out. Bye.